this deception, and you can start being deceived by things. And one of the craziest things about deception is that there's a period of time where you believe it. That's why you were deceived. Like you actually believed and were convinced of the wrong thing. And so I think it's important for us to try to hold each other up as husbands and wives, and we all make mistakes and fall short. I get it. But hey, it's nothing wrong with like taking a step back and saying, where can I improve? As a husband, what kind of Adam am I? How can I get better? And not be offended by the fact that God called me to a particular role. Like there's no reason, like there's so many times like people are offended. Let me go to Proverbs 31, because it's like, bro, like I think it's twisted in the way we live in the world today. Like people act like being a woman is like a negative thing or something. Like being a godly woman, the way that God the role that God called a woman to play is an amazing role. Like, bro, there's a lot of honor in this. So, all right, let's see. A wife of noble character. All right. So, who can find a virtuous and capable wife? She is more precious than rubies. Virtuous and capable. I love the word capable in this sense, because when we think of capabilities today, it's always in the context that a woman could do anything that a man could do. It's like, okay, no, like that. I don't know. I don't like that terminology, because I get it sometimes in certain contexts, but to me, it's like, hey, a good wife is capable. Like you have your own capabilities. Like you don't even have to be, again, it's not man versus woman. When God created Adam and then brought Eve, he didn't say, hey, I think you need someone to compete with. He said, no, I think you need some help. That means she has some capabilities that did not originally exist in Adam. God saw Adam and said, I think we need something else. So God had a formula. He had a purpose for both of these roles. But what we're doing kind of today that's kind of weird is like one of the roles is saying, well, I could do everything you could do. Well, if you're doing everything I'm doing and I'm doing everything I'm doing, who doing what God created you to do? And then that's where the offense come in modern day society. I get it. I understand. Her husband can trust her and she will greatly enrich his life. Woo, look, she will greatly enrich his life. This goes right back to a couple things. This goes back to Genesis when Adam created Eve, and as this help to enrich, there was a need. I think about he who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains the favor of the Lord. So like, yeah, like a woman, a good wife enriches the life of her husband. There's nothing like, that's a good role. That like, this ain't a bad role. I think we have to get out of this mindset of offense to think that a woman in the way that God created her is somehow a negative. Like it ain't nothing negative about that, right? She brings him good, not harm, all the days of her life. She finds wool and flax and busily spins it. She's like a merchant ship, bringing her food from afar. She gets up before dawn to prepare breakfast for her household. My mom used to do that all the time. Thank you, Mom. And plan the day's work for her servant girls. She goes to inspect a field and buys it. With her earnings, she plants a vineyard. She's a businesswoman. She inspected a field. She bought it. Like, yeah, she doing business. She's energetic. She's strong. She's a hard worker. She makes sure her dealings are profitable. Her lamp burns late into the night. Her hands are busy. Listen, she extends a hand to the poor, open arms to the needy. She has no fear of winter for her household. Everyone has warm clothes. She makes her own bedspread. Her husband is well known at the city gates where he sits with the other civic leaders. She makes linens and sashes.